Good afternoon, Skytear, or good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are, what time you're watching this. We are here today for episode 29 of Skytear Sunday, where we are commentating our own game here, actually. So it'll be me and Cdubs here. And we're going to be commentating our own game. So Cdubs is challenging me to end my reign as king. And as the community picked, I have to use Kenwi. It will definitely be a challenge. Yeah, well, from RG's perspective, hopefully you can kill Kenwi. And, so far in my first 4 wins or 5 wins or wherever we're at now on my win streak, the hero I've been forced to bring every time has died. So that's good news for Kenwi haters out there.
Hard to kill though, right? You can't attack her sometimes.
I just realized I had you muted for the first couple things you said, so sorry about that, but you're here now.
Yep, I'm here. Hey guys, how's it going?
That was my fault. You
Glad
can
to be
blame me.
here. Blame Giacomo.
Yep. And then so also Cdubs will be bringing a new card, a new spoiler card, and in addition to that, Eric has allowed both players to use all of the cards that have been spoiled so far and Kohai. Unfortunately, as I'm forced to bring Kenwi and we will be playing on the Ashen Pass map, that will make it a little bit complicated, to say the least, because, well, Kenwi is yellow and all the new cards are partially green.
Yeah, I don't think you could do it with 3 heroes on the field. So
I thought about doing.
It was a decision.
I thought about doing it with 4, but elected not to, because there was only 3.
For sure.
Actually, I can pull this up here. This was the deck list that I chose to bring. Cdubs, you can't see it right now, but people want to see it. So you can see I have Kenwi, Ekarit, and Shafathi as core here. You can see the cards on them. And then for control games, I bring Akuti, Shadris kind of mid-rangey, and Setharu aggro. And so, yeah, this is what I brought here. Then, yeah, I guess we'll dive right in.
And this card is a spicy one. I'm excited.
It was painful. Alright, I'm gonna skip through this dice roll a little bit here. Actually,
got the bouncy dice.
Yeah, using the bouncy dice here.
So that was. I got a 9, or you got a 9. Yeah, you got a 9.
Yeah, we played this game. We played this game a few days ago, so we don't remember all the details. So I won the toss and
bring Scourge, and I'm bringing the Lord of the Ancestors. I think you elect to go first.
Yeah, I chose to go first. We talked about it a little bit, and we were saying in hindsight, I probably should have chosen to bring the Scourge instead of choosing first player.
So it looks like, yeah, I brought Nantaka, Takali, Nelliclin, Zakol, Akimo, and Kohai. And what are the VCs? We have, unfortunately, Showdown. Was it Double Kill? And I can't see the other one.
Deny reinforcements.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So all kill conditions.
Yeah, and looking at Cdubs heroes, it definitely looks like a more controlling list. I was definitely a little concerned about the turn 1 presence, which is why I chose to bring the Skytear Flux. And also, remembered, I know he had access to Eye of the Guardian, and I didn't want to give him access to like a turn 1 sinkhole or something like that. But in hindsight, just getting the Scourge there would have been great. Although I guess if he has the presence, then I could lose it that way, which can make it awkward.
Double-edged sword with the Scourge. You bring it, but you don't want to lose it.
Exactly, and that's what I've found to be the hardest thing about the Scourge. If you're the first player, like especially if your opponent's running blue, if you bring the Scourge, like if you choose to bring the Scourge, then they can use presence and get the first play or whatever.
There might be a solution to that problem, but there might not be with one of the future cards here.
Yeah, hopefully that will be getting spoiled soon. I believe it will be at some point this week, but don't quote me on that. If it's not, blame Giacomo. All right, so with Showdown, I chose to bring Kenwi first.
Yeah,
I'm forced to bring Kenwi, and Kenwi's a very good Showdown hero just because it's hard. She can be difficult to damage with her illusion.
Oh yeah, or attack. She has that fool me once ability plus can't be attacked. So definitely annoying. And it was a difficult decision for me here to decide which hero I wanted for Showdown. I was like, Kohai is probably my tankiest hero, but he can't deal a lot of damage. So if I wanted to try to kill Kenwi, it's going to be, she has to be at like 1 or 2 to ensure a kill with her armor and everything, and 2 damage ranged with Kohai. But I ended up taking Kohai.
Did you end up taking Kohai? I feel like you started to, then you took it back.
No. It took me forever to figure out where to put him.
Okay.
And I should have put him in the corner, but I think I put him in the back where you put Kenwi. I'm just sitting there thinking forever. Yeah, I put him.
All right, I'm gonna go skip ahead a little bit.
Taking Zilkol. I was sure on the Zilkol part because he's tanky and control at the same time, so I can pivot between my plays if I need to go lane or just start bashing with him.
Yeah, from my perspective here, you having Kohai as your leader, I was actually pretty okay with, because Kohai is a very annoying hero to play against, and probably would be the hero I'd want to kill first anyway. Even if I don't get it with the leader, I just want to get that hero gone.
Yeah. But it looks like you bring Ekrit because of Kohai, so not a lot of damage output, but can be just between the two. And then I think you take Shadris.
So this was actually a very difficult decision for me, because I know with 3 kill conditions, I want to be going after the aggro. I want to go aggro, and my deck list, I have Sethu as an aggro hero, and Shafathi as core, so I could bring Sethu Shafathi. But at the same time, I see him with Kohai as a Cole, so I'm like, and his other heroes seem pretty controlly, so I'm a little worried about losing to Nexus. Mm-hmm. So I kind of have to decide if I want to focus more, like kind of bring Shadris as kind of like a defense, or go with Sethu as a big aggro thing here. And if I bring Shadris, I want to have Shadris out first because of the push effect, and then Shafathi as alternate. But if I was going to go Sethu, I wanted to have Shafathi starting because of all the predict and swapping abilities with the skirmish. I did eventually elect to go with Shadris, and that might have been the wrong choice. We'll never really know.
Well, it made my decision really easily. I just wanted to push at that point because it's pretty much impossible for me to kill Kenwi at that point. I have to kill multiple illusions to even do anything, and Ekrit prevents me from pushing you or moving you with movement effects. So literally all my heroes are like neutered by your draft. So I'm literally just trying to push the lane at this point and not die.
Yeah, that was kind of my thinking. I countered everything you were doing, but at the same time, it's like, okay, now how am I winning?
Yeah, was the hindsight of the draft. It seemed like was, yep, you need to figure out what you're exactly trying to accomplish after. I mean, Ekrit is a good push too, and you have Shadris and Ekrit as a movement effect too. So we both have movement effects, but mine doesn't move yours because you have Ekrit.
Exactly. So I definitely counter you pretty well, but.
And you got not a bad draw here for the first thing. Got a lot of ones. I think you trim a few ones out of your hand. I'm assuming you keep the redirect and the Soul Scream.
Are you seeing? Is it cut off at the bottom for you? Just wondering.
I think it's because your hand. If you hover over your hand, then it'll reveal everything.
No, I have it always shown. I just think the bottom of my screen is cut off. That's weird.
Okay.
Probably the way it
Oh, it is. Yeah, on YouTube.
the video player is doing it. Oh well.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube.
Yeah, I believe I got rid of 2 of the ones. I want to say I got rid of the
Doom Dance.
Doom and Dance.
Yep.
Yeah, I do. I am curious if I had brought Sethru, like if I brought Shafati as my third and Sethru as my alternate, who would you have brought as your third hero?
I don't know. Maybe a chemo. Just to beat him up. Then I actually have something to kill. Because I wasn't. It'd be harder for me to kill any of your heroes at this point, but chemo can pretty much melt Sethru.
And this was a pretty good mulligan right here. Getting rid of 2 ones and getting double presence. Get the double presence. There. I was pretty happy with that mulligan initially.
Yeah, it's a pretty good mulligan. I have to agree. I get to start with the card again in my hand. And what was funny about my mulligan, I think I mulliganed 1 or 2 cards, and I ended up drawing. I think it was 2 cards, and I ended up drawing another copy of the new card that we're gonna spoil here. Yeah. So I was like, oh man.
And just a little bit of a small teaser here. You will see the new card on round 1.
Yeah. Yep. It's spoilers. It's a 1 cost.
I mean, it could have been a 2 cost if you had some sort of like Eye of the Guardian, Mind Palace sort of thing.
Yeah. No, it's a 1. Definitely a 1. It's a good one.
Brutal.
And then you're gonna start out. I think what I remember, you bring Ekrit and you plow my minions, right?
I think I just threw Kinmi into the dome. Forward. Yeah. By the way, have you been checking the chat at all? Because I'm not able to check.
I like this format, as Giacomo says.
Yeah. So yeah, I just kind of threw Kenui into the dome and led.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I thought about going with the Ekrit play right away, but
no. You took it back. You went Ekrit.
Yeah. That was what it was. I thought about going with the Ekrit play right away, but then I figured I could kind of save her to push. So then I was with my original thinking.
No, you did it.
Right. Yeah. My original thinking was saving her to push and just get Kenui into the dome, but then I figured no. Then I remembered, you have Tlakali. I need to kill your minions first.
Yeah, exactly. If I get to go, I'm just putting that pillar right next to her, or to those 2 minions that you're about to plow. And then probably putting her in the bush there or in the dome, one of the 2.
And if I remember correctly, you were saying this is where your mistake of putting Kohai where you did was, or why you putting Kohai where you did was a mistake. Because if you had put Kohai in the same place I started with Ekrit, you would have been able to use your Triumph to get rid of the illusion.
Yep, I held that card in my hand the entire game, and I never got to use it, and until near the end. But it would have been a good play there. But then you said also you could have just had Ekrit on the number 3 control token, put her illusion down inside the dome, and then hit those minions. That's how you play around the Triumph play.
Right.
So Ekrit start is really good if you just do that every time. If you go first.
I was just worried about you having a Dreams of Tala, but I figured even if you do, I have a reasonably high modifier deck. Of course, I put the +0 on that one, but getting some damage on Tlakali was not bad because I can kind of set up for double kill or deny reinforcements or something. So I'm like, it'll work.
4 damage is still a lot, right? To save those 2 minions.
For sure, and you just saw this.
I could take 2.
Yeah, so
I
those
guess.
pings right there was us actually talking about, I could have put Eckert there, the illusion there, if he had done that correctly. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, skip another 30 seconds.
I'm trying to figure out what the heck to do at that point because I'm like, well, I just have to kind of push the lane. I need to kill some of his minions because he just killed 2 of mine with 1 hero and has the dome at the same time. Winning the Lord actually helps you not lose the lane quite a bit, even if I'm gonna try to push. So
Yeah, I believe your last action was a worship. Just to get that pillar down mostly.
yeah,
I
it's a
mean, not
worship
even,
by the minion.
not really. I think it was more just to have it out for Zakol and Kohai than for to protect the minion, but you wanted to get the minion as well.
Yeah, I probably should have put it in the middle, like you said, but I didn't want you to move Shaders up, attack it. So I put it behind the minion there, so that you had to like waste 3 actions to kill it.
Your audio just got.
I'm like, yeah, he can just kill it.
Your audio just got really weird on my end. I'm not sure if it's just from my headset or what it was, but it's kind of a little bit metallic. I can still hear you fine.
Crackling.
A little bit.
How is it now?
That's good.
Okay, might be my internet.
Yeah, well, it's fine now.
Like my internet's not great.
So here I just went with
and then you
Shaders
slam
in the
that
center.
minion for 5.
Yeah, and you take it, which I was actually kind of surprised you did, but I was okay with it because it kind of gets me into position to start killing your heroes. I think
Yeah,
at this
I have
point
to there though.
I would think at this point I was thinking my main win condition was probably going to be deny reinforcements. You have Nelliclin as your reserve, so if I can get some good damage on your minions and force you to kind of tank it with Slakali, then I can get her off. But at the same time, I was kind of pushing for Kohai a bit too this game, going for the showdown. And so the reason I went with Shadris there first was I wanted to kind of get that presence in the center and then set up for a Kenui presence in the dome. So I got Shadris with the lead in the center, and yeah. So that was my thinking here. Kill 2 minions, have Shadris in the center with a lead of 3, and then I can go take the dome with 2 heroes of presence and a lead, which hopefully would be a 3 off the presence.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, most time you do want to save presence for last because of the fact that you don't want to commit too hard some way or another, and your opponent just kind of like either force one issue or another. Instead, like saving it for last is kind of a surprise. You can pivot at least a little bit. It's obviously better being second with presence than first, but first gives you the flux. But we might see turn 1 presence by player 2s now because of I.
Yeah, it's easiest to do with Nelliclin though because you need to have some sort of like mana burn or mind palace sort of thing to do it on turn 2 with somebody other than Nelliclin.
And I think I go with, I don't remember. I think it's the Cole here. I take him while I'm tanking.
Yeah, you went with Zakol. I'm gonna go skip ahead a little bit here.
Yep. So did we? No, we didn't. Okay. I went attack the minion. Yep. Got another minion off the board.
And then here we go.
And I'm up in the lane. Here's the card. Bam.
I'm gonna pause it for a second here. I did zoom in on the card so we can all read it here. So yeah, here's the new card, and this was brutal. So he named a non-ultimate card. Target enemy hero's owner reveals their hand and discards all cards with that name.
Guess what I name?
One thing I was actually thinking about during this game, I think I mentioned it. This card is a really difficult card for streaming purposes. There's no real easy way to say what the opponent is naming, especially if you don't have that card in hand. If you have it in hand, I mean, it's pretty obvious to tell because you you discard it.
You could always the player could always write it down, I guess, with the pen, and then show it. But yeah, I named Presence here. It's a 1 mana +1 action card. Yeah, and this is a doozy. You also get perfect information until they draw cards. So this actually, kind of just like reveals everything. You're like, well, now your pants are down. I can react to whatever you're gonna do. I know what you're gonna do now. So this card is, I think, is really strong. I really like this card, and I got
Yep.
2 cards out of his hand. Presence on top of that. So
Yeah, and then
at
you
this
see
point, you might have to play the presence first because you would just have to play around this if they're playing red green.
exactly. It kind of changes the way you need to play presence because, as you were saying before, you want to wait until the end to play presence so you don't overcommit someplace. But if you have to worry about explosive intervention, it kind of makes waiting a little bit risky at times. So, and then so +1, and then the flavor text. Even without bombs, Doomies have a way of ruining any plan. So we have a nice Doomies reference here, which is the hero that should be getting spoiled soon. And
I
the
like
art.
it.
And how about that art?
Who is that?
I don't know.
Hmm.
That's someone we haven't seen before.
Yeah,
So
that's kind of cool.
that's a nice little teaser right there for people.
Yep, a double spoiler.
Yeah,
2
well,
birds with 1 stone, as I would say.
man, it does have a little bit of a bird head. Cool lightning on it, and it looks like that's Yami in front of it getting exploded on.
Yeah, it was a little firework action,
All right, let's get back to the video now.
Yeah, let's get back to the action. So at this point, yeah, I name presence and I make him discard 2 presents, and I also see the cards in his hand now. So he has redirect, time glitch, and Whisper of Nupton as well. So I'm like, well, because I actually what I said earlier, I had another one in my hand. So at this point, I'm rooting for him to draw another redirect.
Yeah.
So I can hit those 2 in round 2.
Another thing that's interesting about this card is it says target enemy's hero. So even if you redirect it, you can only, unless there's like an outsider in range, you can only redirect it to another one of your heroes. So you can't really redirect to counter explosive intervention at all, unless you can redirect it onto the outsider.
Yeah, that's a nice play though. If you redirect it to the outsider, yeah, make him discard his presences.
Yep, and I believe Zakol did lead as the final action because Zakol led. Never clicked the button, but Zakol is finished here.
So, anybody in chat, what do you think of the new card? If you guys want to say anything, I'd be respond to what you have to say.
Also,
So yeah,
if people have any questions as to why we did things that we did during the game, feel free to ask.
So Zakol led. So I think I'm up 1 right now because I have a hero, and you have a hero in the dome, and I have 2 heroes in the lane.
So this was a really difficult decision for me now because I don't have any 3s in hand, and presence is gone.
Yeah, I put you in a pickle.
Yeah. So and you're winning the lane right now. So I'm thinking here, I can't reasonably kill a minion. So the best I can do is tie the lane, and then Kohai can just kind of kill a minion and then tie the dome. So I would kind of end up losing the lane. So I'm forced to kind of go into the dome here. But I just lead blind. I don't really want to get rid of my redirect, and I'd rather lead blind than lead with a 1. Also, I'm just low on cards in general.
So actually, Kohai can mark you in the dome and then try to terrifying you to maybe win the dome. That was, I think, my thought.
Right, and that's part of the reason why I went from the deck too, because now if I got like a 1 mana +2, then you get that. Also, I did keep the time glitch in hand, so I'm prepared to I'm actually trying to bait you into marking Shadris here. And then then
Yeah.
I can time glitch to remove that and still have my 3.
Yep, that's the play.
So I was hoping here. So actually, I did a couple of things here. One, that positioning on Kenui makes it so that if you try and use his Kohai's alternative action ability, you can't hit Kenui. And Kenui is my leader, so I don't want you to hit Kenui as much.
Yeah, you gotta make some blockers. It's really cool.
Yeah, so I kind of I kind of used Ekrid as a shield.
You can just use other heroes that you don't want to be moved and like hide behind them, in a sense.
Yeah.
But you also have Ekrid Illusion, so you got two, obstacles that I have to maneuver. So I was trying to think of how to do that. Also, since I have an alternate attack action, yeah, like you said, I don't need to target Kenui with an attack action, and I can hit her still. So
right. Of course, you
that is
could just do it.
convenient.
Right, but you can't target Kenui because of Kenui's illusion.
Yeah.
So you really don't have any way of hitting Kenui right now, which
No.
is why I like this position. And then if you hit Ekrit, Ekrit's the one without the lead. I can hop with Kenui's illusion and put Ekrit back into the lane to tie the lane if you come into the dome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my Zakol's kind of blocking that for me too. I put Zakol in a bad position to like get Kenui there. If I went straight in the lane forward and then right in front of Zakol.
Yeah. So the play I
that
was
would be the
hoping
only way.
you would do was come into the dome, mark on Shadris, and then either lead or like attack Ekrit or something. And then I would either, if you attack Ekrit, I hop into the dome or I hop back into the lane to tie the lane.
True. You can just hop. So yeah, the two illusions will just makes it almost impossible for me to do anything. Plus the block, like you literally countered me in 4 or 5 ways. It feels like this game. It's very interesting because I almost felt like I wasn't been able to use my heroes. So they are a very good counter to, and maybe even better in 2 lane, as you'll have another hero to support you as well. Maybe a mage to push some damage and
yeah, absolutely.
So very interesting.
Yeah, and actually, this is also I made a slight misplay with Kenui here. I should have put Kenui's illusion, one spot into the other cover hex there, so that way I could use a Whisper of Nupton to put Shader's illusion, where Kenui's illusion currently is, to have both Kenui and Ekrit protected.
Yeah, but Kenui's not gonna, or I mean, Kohai's not gonna really do much damage. I guess you didn't have any healing, did you?
No, I didn't. So right there, I was deciding because you marked Kenui and I didn't know what that lead was. I had to decide, did I want to? I used the time glitch to remove the condition, not knowing what the lead is, and if that'll be better or worse, I have no idea. So it was kind of a difficult decision, but I decided to go for it.
Giacomo liked that. I think he liked the double presence discard. Maybe I'm not sure.
It hurt.
And there's another card coming here soon that I don't know if we've seen yet, because I think last week we didn't get to round 3, so we never saw this other card played.
Oh, Kotlik's Oath?
No. A different one. But we'll wait.
Okay, because that's because you just led with Kotlik's ult or
Yeah.
Kotlik's Oath.
It's almost an alt. It's his other alt. One's aggressive and one's control. So, and you can play 3 of the aggressive one, which is nice.
So because I went into the dome with Kenui and you didn't attack Ekrit, I couldn't hop into the lane. You do win the lane by 1 here. And this is where, so I did the time glitch to remove the condition. So my 1 mana lead became a 1 mana lead because it was exhaustion, which is a +1.
Yep. So it doesn't make a difference. So I guess the trick is that if the modifier is the exact same as the mana cost, it doesn't change, which is nice.
Yep.
So
And
if you have cards that are like that, I wonder if it's more important to play against it. I don't know, certain cards that are, I guess it doesn't matter. +2s get better, I guess, as leads, but
yeah,
it's like shields play better.
and you did a blind lead, hit the Tim card, Exhume.
Yeah,
So so
my
I
blind
did
lead was
win.
awful.
So I won the dome by 1, and I got the Lord of the Ancestors here now.
Yep, and then it lets you just push that control token back, giving you a little bit more time to kill my heroes.
Yeah. So in the end, the control token kind of ends up right back in the center. So all of round 1 in the end ended up being kind of a wash. Although you got 2 cards out of my hand, but I got my illusions in position pretty well too, and both got kind of a setup. So
Mm.
pretty even through round 1, I would say.
Yeah, other than you got damage on my Takali quite a bit. It's down to 11.
So I just spawn a minion, move the control token, and kill a minion. So I do have a 1 minion advantage, um, but you have the pillars.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
then
and there's another present.
you see here, I draw the third presence.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
Also have an exhaustion and down to earth. So when Eric said that we could bring all the new cards and Kohai, I was very confident that Cdubs was going to be bringing Kohai. So I made sure to have Ekrit as a core, and I brought a lot of condition removal. My whole plan was basically to just kind of counter Kohai, and figured Zakol goes well with Kohai, so you might have Zakol too. So I basically used Ekrit to counter all the movement effects and brought a lot of condition removal with exhaustions, down to earths. I might even had some charms on somebody, but just to be able to remove all those marks. Just
Any triumphs?
uh, no, I don't believe I brought any triumphs. But yeah, my whole plan was to counter Kohai, and I think I did a very good job of countering Kohai.
I agree.
But
And
at
then
the
bring
same,
Shaders in here
yep,
and attack Kohai. It looks like you're just going. To me, look like you're just going for showdown at this point because you're coming in just trying to deal as much chip damage as you can.
yeah, this might have been a mistake.
A big one.
Maybe I should have, kind of. I got some damage on Slakali earlier. Maybe I should have just gone after Tlakali a bit harder here and planned to go for deny reinforcements. But at this point, I wasn't sure which would be easier between deny reinforcements or showdown. And so
Mm-hmm.
I brought Shadris over to the rest of the team, and just decided to kind of push Kohai around a little bit.
Yeah, adding a slow to him is not a terrible idea. It makes it a lot harder for him to use his abilities. Well, at least the one ability.
And this is where you see me my positioning with that Kenmi illusion is a little bit awkward because I really want to be putting that illusion right where Kenmi's illusion is.
Yeah, because you can't put it on the control token.
Yep.
That awkward rule of can't put it on control token, but it is a token. Maybe it could be something else. I don't know because it doesn't move. The middle one does though.
Yeah. I think in overall my illusion placement this game was a little bit lacking. I don't really play yellow very much, so I'm not the best at being able to predict where I'm gonna want those in the future.
Hmm. I wonder if the rules with pillars and illusions, they should have just specified it. Illusions can't be on illusions or pillars, and pillars can't be on pillars and illusions, and that could have just made the rule a little bit better. Because I think not being able to put them on control tokens is just kind of awkward. Because it is a space on the board, and it's just supposed to be kind of theoretically, an idea.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So some more minion killing.
So one of the other things that it's kind of got a little awkward for me this game is that I have that down to earth in my hand, which is gonna be really big. I can mana burn you or use it to get rid of marks to counter Kohai on my own heroes. The problem that I have is that, and this is why I think my play with Shaders was a mistake going into the dome, is because I brought Shadus in the dome. He's my only hero that can cast down to earth. And so if you don't bring any heroes in there, or it can kind of just get stuck in my hand a little bit.
And as you see here, you're not the only one that has presence, and I actually presence a presence into the presence. But I actually thought of something cool too. Is the down to earth, because it removes conditions, just good in the metagame, and then also mana burns. So if you want to do it to yourself, mana burn yourself, and then you could combo that with Eye of the Guardian to cast bigger spells. Very like almost a 2-for-1 type of effect.
Oh
Just
yeah,
kind of
no. If
cool.
you like cast mana burn on yourself, like on the hero who casts it, and
Yeah.
you get like a 3, then you can have like another hero cast Eye of the Guardian on that hero, and it's like, okay, cool. That hero now has like 4 mana.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And as you see, I worship with Tikali as my last action. So I attacked a minion. I think I then put the +2 on top with the presence, and then led from hand because I didn't actually get a 3 on top. So
That sounds okay. That play we were just talking about. That sounds exactly like the kind of stupid thing I would do. Like, oh, I'm gonna go hurt myself in Skytear Discharge. Yeah, I'm gonna go mana burn myself here.
yeah, you gotta make a mana burn / Skytear discharge look or Shalabi combo deck.
I think it'd be 2 different decks. I don't think there's a way to combine them together. But
I
God,
know.
you know I'm gonna go make a self mana burn deck now, right?
Yeah, exactly. And Eckert sits here and just punishes me by just sitting there with Takali. Maybe I needed to move her.
Yeah, I went after the minion and Slakali here. I figure I'm just gonna try and you know go after minions / Slakali. Just really pressure that Slakali. And this is basically the point where I decide, okay, I can kind of really Takali at 7 is not difficult to kill. I can get out your Takali, have a hero advantage for a round or something like that, and then just pounce on Nelliklin when he comes back.
Yeah, it's just you have to go all the way over there now with Kenway, which is, and I don't mind maybe the fact that it's like now you're giving up the dome potentially because I have presence plus a lead, so it's a give or take there if you're pushing me in. I don't know which is correct or not because almost winning the dome is almost like kind of winning the lane too at the same time with the Lord, just helping you set up for the next round.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should push you into the dome or keep you in the lane or not. Like that was a rough decision there. Um, I decided after I was moving Eckert into the lane, so I had Eckert there, Shaders there. I didn't have a lead anywhere with either of them at this point, and I figured if I went to put Kenway in the dome and led, I could just get absolutely destroyed in the lane. Like I can only push it back 1 space
Mm-hmm.
with the Lord, so I was better off just trying to go after the lane here. And if I'm going after the lane, getting rid of your presence and lead puts me in a position where I'm likely not going to be facing a Nexus destruction on round 3, and gives me time to kill that Slakali, get Nelliklin in, and get that deny reinforcements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And just getting that damage, just huge.
All right, let's
Hitting a
skip a
minion
bit.
and Flakali is, pretty rough. Even though I gained that 3 there, I'm like all the way back down, even lower in health with the
Yeah.
Eckert attack, which is crazy.
So right here we see Kohai. I believe it was Kohai who activated. It might have been Zakola activated, but Kohai just cast a another explosive intervention.
Another one.
This time naming redirect.
Yeah,
And
another one.
this is what I was actually talking about. Because Kohai cast it, I can't actually redirect that onto the outsider. If Zakola cast it, I could have redirected it onto the outsider, but you played around it.
Yeah.
Especially
Yep,
since you
yep.
knew I had the redirect.
Yeah, I knew you had it, so and you knew that I had the other thing because I kind of said something earlier. I'm like, oh, I drew the card again. So we both knew each other what we knew. So
Yeah. But it's like, and the thing is, even if I could have, like, if I had redirected your thing. Like you would have still gotten the redirect out of my hand either way, but you wouldn't have known the cards in my hand. You wouldn't have known I got the third presence, for example.
Yeah, yeah, which it's huge that information. It's the first time you can actually see opponent's hand in the game, and I think that's really big.
Yeah, honestly, even one mana look at your opponent's hand can be super strong. So even if you don't hit anything, I think it's a very powerful card.
Yeah, they should make a blue one that's like look at your opponent's hand, predict one or something, or predict two. That'd be kind of a cool.
Yeah, blue yellow maybe like the
Yeah,
with the next expansion, kind of like the opposite color
yeah.
sort of thing. All right, I'm gonna skip again a little bit.
Mm-hmm. We get we're just still waiting.
Yeah, you're taking a little bit of time thinking here.
Yeah, I tanked a lot this game because you made it really difficult for me.
Okay, and then you flip Endless Disciples on attack. So I think you just moved. Yeah, you skirmished and attacked a minion there, and you flipped Endless Disciples. So I put that up on screen. But yeah, that's one of the newer cards as well. 3 mana, spawn a minion, other minion stuff.
Protect minions, I think spawn minions, or you get a place. So it's like 3 cards in one, but you get to choose 2? Question
Yeah.
mark.
Here,
Yeah, I think that card's pretty sweet too.
let me just verify that real quick. Pull it up on my phone here. Choose to spawn a minion, place target friendly minion adjacent to another minion on the battlefield, and up to 2 target friendly minions cannot be defeated.
Yeah, that's nice. So is that protect from like combustion and quick shot too?
Yeah, can't be damaged.
Well, it says
So no, it does not. It
it
prevents
says
against it prevents against things like Nightmares Incarnate and Shield Slam.
well, what's the card say?
It
I
says
thought you said it cannot be
cannot
destroyed.
be defeated. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, defeated. I just didn't know if destroy or defeat are the same thing.
No, yeah, it would protect them from quick shot and
Or does it see
combustion.
defeat on quick shot?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm guessing. But it's a 3 mana card. It'd be cool if it was. There's a 1 mana card that did that too. So most of the time you're playing, the quick shots on round 1 and
Yeah,
combustion round 2. But
yeah,
you can play them on round 3 too, and I guess you can play that card on round 1 with
yeah,
some work.
yeah. And underground tunnels can still uh protect from like quick shot.
Yeah.
All right, so now I go Can We Hear last year. So this is where I'm just gonna kind of go into the lane and use the presence. Also,
Yep.
I was
That's really
thinking
good.
right there, I should have used the presence before skirmishing into the lane to prevent against like a Doom or something, but luckily you didn't
And I think you get unlucky here. No
have
3.
it.
It's just all ones. One's on top, one's in hand.
Yeah, so I think here what I actually just oh no. I did get rid of the time glitch. I was thinking I might have kept it on top to attack with.
But I think you're forced to lead here
Yeah, but I
and
was thinking
probably attack a minion.
right, but
Maybe
I could have left the plus I think I mentioned I could have left the +2 on
you should
top.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because I flipped a time glitch.
That's funny. It's like, oh, I should have left it on top. Well, maybe not.
It's the same card. So it's
Seen a
another
lot of that at this game.
yeah, so it's another 5 attack on a minion here. So now you have to you decide to
Yep.
take 5 again with Tlakali. Tlakali down to 2.
Yeah, because she's safe and cozy in the dome right now. I can go to 2.
Yeah.
Screw it.
And I believe you did earlier this round you did heal with Tlakali, and I believe you healed 2 exactly.
3. I got a +2 on it
Okay, you
because
healed
of the
3.
presence.
So
Yeah, I used the
that was a
presence to
big
do that.
difference right there.
Yep.
And that fast I put on Kenway was not relevant, but it could have been. So now you worship to remove that pillar, and you're gonna kill that minion.
because I couldn't get to the minion very easily because you have a wall there.
And Tim killing that minion.
I walled myself with Kohai there and Shadris being there, and then Kenwei going in that slot made it difficult. So I just decided to worship and put an illusion next to Tlakali to be able to, or not an illusion, a pillar next to Tlakali to get another heal off on her in the next round.
Yep, and that's actually why I put Kenwei where I did. I thought about moving Kenwei, like, because I did have the fast. I thought about moving Kenwei over to the other side and attacking one of the, like, attacking from over there, getting closer to Tlakali, but I put Kenwei in that spot instead to prevent you from getting over to that minion.
Mm-hmm. So
On the
potentially I could
downside,
kill.
yeah, on the downside,
Go
because
ahead.
Kenwei is where she is now no longer in range of Egbert's illusion.
Yep.
But I have the Whisper of Nupton in hand, so I can always move the illusion back over.
Yeah, Whisper's pretty good. As we were talking about with the blue yellow faction and Whisper, because I saw you do it with Shadris, I think here in the next round. But I won't spoil that. But it just leads into something else. But being able to worship with a Nupton Leothan is going to be really strong with that.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait until the next expansion where we get the blue yellow heroes. And yeah, here's where I use that Whisper, and this this was a huge misplay on my part. As I mentioned, by Egbert's illusion is all the way over there. It's not protecting Shadris or Kenwei right now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I really wanted to have that Whisper in there because the main reason I wanted to bring Egbert was to counter Kohai and Zakol, and I've now, by putting that illusion all the way over there, I essentially I've left the door open to you to mess with my stuff, which I really didn't want to do. So I thought
Yeah,
Whisper, what there was a pretty big mistake on my part, I think. And the other
yeah,
thing you're
just
seeing
save it.
here, yeah, and the other thing you're seeing here is exactly what I talked about before. So I have that down to earth in my hand, and Shader's the only one who can cast it and can't target anyone.
Mm-hmm. He can target himself.
Yeah, just gonna go mana burn myself here. I did get lucky and hit that 3 off that lead though, that blind lead. Even after the presence, I still led blind.
Mm-hmm. I think my blind lead was a presence as well and a 1.
Yeah. So we actually tie the lane here. But because of Tlakali's presence and lead in the dome, you're going to win the dome and can push that control token 1 forward. Which is what I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
happen. I was hoping by bringing Kenwei into the lane with the presence, I would be able to keep it out of my territory.
Yep. So I'm gonna most likely. I think I just attack a minion, spawn a minion, move the control token. Just use all the 3. The sauce, all of it. Just slather it on there.
Yeah. I'm going to skip
And that
forward.
leaves me with 5 tier 2
Skipping forward a bit here.
because
Yeah.
yeah, and that puts me in a good position to Nexus here.
And this was actually a very
All right,
frustrating draw
and
right here
he
on my
draws
part.
Shafaki all.
Yeah. So this was a very frustrating draw on my part
Yeah,
here
you
because
don't have anything really.
so having the second down to earth when the first one was already stuck in my hand was super awkward. And then the Shafati ult, the one ult I can't cast. Although I was actually not too disappointed in that because it's a 3 mana +3 with Kohai on the field. It is a great lead. I can lead with it and kind of bait you into using an action to mark me, and then I don't care about the mark because it's still going to be a 3 lead. Granted, like a
It's
Egret.
still
Oh,
a really good lead.
yeah. I mean, any one of the other ults probably would have been better. Like, can you imagine Shaders' ult on this board right now?
Mm-hmm. We're all clustered together.
Yeah. So here,
So
I'm just going to go after
more
Kohai
chip
here.
damage.
So this,
Yeah, because he can't get to. You're cutting out at this point, I think.
Oh, I just stopped talking because you were talking.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, this activation here was actually a super tight activation for both of us here. You'll see a lot of thinking on both of our parts. Cdubs kind of asked a question and kind of hinted at the fact that he had Kohai's ultimate in hand here, which so me knowing this made this awkward because I'm wanting to use these down to earths here to kind of get rid of his mana, but at the same time, I want to get the push on Kohai and everything, so I'm trying to play around that, and he's trying to time it right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where that Whisper of Nupton last turn, I think, really put me in a very bad position because if I hadn't used that, Whisper of Nupton counters Kohai's ultimate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just waiting for. At this point, I mean, I told you kind of what it was that I had. So yeah, I didn't mind telling you because it's like there's nothing you can do about it unless you have the whisper, in which I can't do anything about that anyways at this point. So because I can always just respond with the card. So I just wait until I need to play it. I mean, I could have even waited longer, I guess, but it let me not get pushed here.
Right.
And I think it's coming.
Yeah, and so this is kind of where I want to use a
I think
down
I
to
wanted
earth.
to wait to see what you did too.
Right, and so this is kind of where I want a down to earth. I can get Zakol and Kohai, so I want to kind of try and get both of them. But at the same time, I also don't want to. I want to get the push on you, so it's kind of awkward. Like I could down to earth Kohai right now, but then in response, you're gonna use your ult, and then I can down to earth Zakol in response to
Yo.
that. Um, and so then I'm thinking like, okay, I can try and down to earth Zakol, which is what I do here.
Yep. So this is
And then you
you
have to
down to
decide
earth
if,
the coal.
and then you have to decide if you want to protect that mana on Zakol by using your ultimate here. And you think
Maybe
about this.
that was the play.
Yeah,
Maybe I should have. But
I
you still
kind
have
of
one
ex,
action. That was the question.
yeah, exactly. So I kind of expected you to use it here actually. And then in
Mm-hmm.
response, I was gonna down to earth Zakol again, so I would
Mm.
still get rid of the mana on Zakol. But you
Yeah, I
actually,
wasn't. Maybe.
and this was killer.
Yeah, and then you hit my ult. Yeah. No mana for Zakol on round 3. That's really rough. And I only have 3 heroes. So now I have 2 heroes with mana, and that's it. And I have good cards.
Yeah, and so this is an awkward point here. It's like, okay, so I know if I use down to earth on Kohai here, you're just gonna use the ult in response. So I decide to use my last action beforehand, but there's
Mm.
nothing really to do with the action.
Yeah, maybe it was correct to do it and force the other one out. But I think the line played itself well in the
Yeah,
long run. So you just worship here.
I just worship, just mark just to get a mark on Zakol, and then I I believe what I do here is I exhaust and put the I exhaust and put the push trigger on Kohai. And this is where you do it, I believe.
Yep. And if I'm correct, I think if it works, it makes this fizzle. So yeah, we realize that there is no Kohai. So release the beast. So this thing is nuts.
Can we go
And do
back?
you
Because I don't
agree?
believe we've seen this before. There we go. Pause it. So yeah, this is absolutely killer, and this is I really by not having that Whisper of Nupton in my hand, it absolutely destroyed me. I playing that the last turn was a huge misplay.
Yeah,
Because
my question was what does the battlefield say? And I think that's what gave it away to you because it doesn't tell you on this card. So we don't have an example of what the battlefield says, but I believe it says when the hero you place the hero in this, and then when they activate, then they would then get placed where Kohai was last or adjacent to him, where he
yep,
currently is.
yep. Yeah. And by the way, if you want to see explosive intervention again, Giacomo did post that in card spoilers on the Discord.
Nice. So
So
yeah,
yeah.
this thing's nuts. It feels like it's what's it, a street of alt, but also a sinkhole and a sudden distraction all at the same time. It's really good. It's so yeah, it takes the control away from a hero. They go in his belly. They're not on the battlefield anymore. They could have a lead, and then you took that lead away as well. And you could just take their turn by just them activating, eat them, and then their turn's done.
Yeah,
So this thing is nuts,
I
and it
think
adds
the
slow and disarm.
I think the fact that it's a reaction is insane. Honestly, like
Mhm.
I feel like maybe it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, but then it's like not as cool, right? It's still good. I think as an action, it's still fine. But
Exactly. It kind of feels a little
um,
bit more like a better avalanche as an action.
it's not. At least it's not eating. He's not eating everybody and putting him in his belly. That'd be ridiculous. You can only fit one hero.
Yep. But then it says when a hero activates, so the belly of the beast. When a hero activates here or Kohai is defeated, the owner of Kohai places the hero inside belly of the beast, adjacent to Kohai's last position. So
Yeah.
basically, and also what's cool about this is he can eat friendly heroes too, so you can prevent your own heroes from dying with it. But obviously,
Oh
in this
wow.
case, eating one of my heroes was the stronger play.
hmm
All
And they
right.
have to be adjacent, so that is a stipulation, right? You need to make sure you're adjacent to them to be able to do it. So you can't just like pull someone that's hiding in a bush farther away or something. But that's adjacent to what he does for the most part because he just pulls you in and then eats you.
Yep. All right. And so we didn't have the Belly of the Beast card available to us, so we just used the Void Palace.
hmm
That is not the Void Palace. That is Kohai's belly.
Yeah, it's on fire. He had some spicy.
Some spicy shaders.
Imagine him doing open the doors in there or whatever it's called. His alt.
That would be such a cool thing. Like flavor wise, it's like yeah, if he uses his ultimate in there, it just kind of opens up his belly.
It pushes everybody around. It still has the AoE, but because like thematically, you're still technically on the battlefield, but you're not because you're inside him.
Yeah, it would be cool if he could kind of push out from Kohai's hex though.
Yeah. Hmm. I don't think it works that way though.
It would be cool though.
Yeah. So that happened. So now he has one less hero on the board, and I didn't have to kill him. Uh, this is where I'm pivoting because I have 5 minions, 3 heroes to his 2, and he only has 1 minion left. Because I think range attack with Kohai there. I don't
Yeah.
know if you're paused still.
No, you're just thinking.
Oh, I'm taking forever. Okay.
Here, let's skip a bit. No, you go to Lakali and heal.
Yep.
Get another +2 on the heal.
Yep.
And so at this point, I'm like, okay, I just need to survive this round. If I can survive this round, maybe even kill Tlakali this round. Next round, Shadis will be back on the battlefield. I'll have 3 heroes to year 2. Can kind of stabilize a bit, and then the following round, I can try and kill Neliglin. Like this is my only out. At the same time, I also do have Kohai down to 14, so I could start once I'm up 3-2. I can start going after Kohai as well. So I have some options there, but I need to survive this round.
Yep. So I worship, move, and then attack the minion. I don't place. I moved Takali away from the line of Ekrit, but so that she doesn't just blast me again. But she can just blast me over in the other spot, and this I think where I messed up with her. Because I still have that triumph rotting in my hand, not knowing what to do with it the entire game.
Yeah, I
Trying
did
to
a
find the
pretty good
right
job
time.
of keeping Eckert's illusion protected out of line of
Yeah,
sight of your heroes.
maybe I should have killed it there, but I was like, well, he just respawns it.
I
But it
just
makes you use an action. Like I just kind of have to.
I don't think so because I still use it. Oh, I go with Kenway here is what I do. Right? So I decided to just start going after Slikali. I'm like, I need to get Slikali off.
Yep, and then you're exactly 3 away from Eckert's illusion here, so I can't slide you. So I only have mana on Flakali at this point. It's because Zakol has no mana.
Yeah, and I guess if
Unfortunately.
you do have the slide in hand, you could then in that case using the triumph to get rid of that Eckert illusion would have been a good play there because then you would be able to.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just it makes you then with Eckert you have to use your worship again, and then I can respond to that. So it's still just getting it off the board. It might be always the correct decision because then you always have effectively if you have mana you can do something before it gets placed on the board again.
Exactly. So I go with Kenway. I go attacker Tlakali here. You're thinking.
I don't know why I'm thinking because I don't think I can do anything. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like trying to think if I could do anything or not, and it's just like I literally can't do anything about this. So I just take it. I'm probably just sulking at this point because I was just like, well, this is unfortunate. I'm being countered the entire game, but we'll come to a point later after the game to see, and I'll discuss what I think Kohai does with Sokol as well, just psychologically.
Okay, this
Yeah, it's taking forever. I think I just take a big hit and I go back down to like 3 or 2 or 1, 2.
yeah, I
Yep.
flip a +1, knock you down to 2 there, and then I lead from hand. I lead with that 3, the Shafat the ultimate, and this is where I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I want you to use a Kohai activation, one action to get closer to Kenway, another action to mark me. I'm making these 2 actions to turn my 3 lead into a 3 lead. I'm like, this would be great. I can make you waste almost your whole turn here.
I think I was like trying to put you on if you drew an alt because I was checking your discard. I was like, well, is this a good idea to do that? Because he did lead from hand. I don't think he would lead a 0 unless he had to, and then he just has to do it. And I guess you have condition removal of the wazoo too, so it's almost like my terrifying ability is useless, like all my other abilities this game. Um,
Yeah,
other than
except
Takali's.
although that ultimate, you were able to get the Kohai ultimate off, but if I had held the Whisper, you wouldn't have been able to. I mean, you still would have given me slow and disarm, but I had
Not nearly as good.
I could still just use my down to earth to get rid of those for myself.
Yeah,
Or the exhaustion that
yeah,
I have to turn one of them into like a frenzy or something.
yeah. I think I was like, should I move Nicole in the dome, try to triumph that illusion? It's like, oh no, that's not a good idea
That might have been
because I
backwards on the
can't.
exhaustion.
Yeah, because then I can't like do what I want to do completely. So I move, and then I can't come back out where I want to end up. It was took me a second, so you might want to skip through here. Um,
Oh, wait. I just played the exhaustion. Oh, right. So, that was the thing. So I had worked. That was my thinking. So with Shade, just my last activation, I had marked the coal. with that exhaustion in hand. So my thinking was I could use it. I could use it if you tried to move. I could turn it into a slow, or if you tried to to attack me, or I could turn it into a disarm. Like I had put that mark on there with the idea of messing with that. So you tried to move, and
Yeah.
I use exhaustion to trap you in place.
Yep. I'm stuck in between heroes and minions, can't move away. So my move gets countered.
Then you flip a
Then I
minus
just
one.
yeah, I thought -1. It's my first like real attack on a hero in the game. Uh on a Kenwei, but she's far away from her illusion, so I was just like, yeah, that's all I can really do here.
Yeah, but you
There's
can't
no minions
push
left.
her because of the illusion, the accurate illusion.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out was just like move, be able to like kill the triumph, then attack her somehow, push her in because you had the lead. It was just like I should have triumphed there. That would have been way better because I would have just been able to skirmish, attack, and then push you. Well,
So now here, I'm really hoping to get the kill on the skirmish here. Because if I get the kill on the skirmish here, I then can blow up 2 minions here. And that puts me in a much better position. You lose a hero and 2 minions. You would still win the lane, but you don't blow up the tower because you have 3 minions, 2 heroes. I have 2 heroes, so we each have a lead. So you would win by 3. Unfortunately, the skirmish did not kill Tlakali.
I
And
should
then
have sinkholed you here was the misplay on my part to keep you from moving to that position. That was a mistake. But yeah, you just here I think I was asking if I could soak up the damage by safeguard just in case, because why not? And then
then you
triumph
triumph.
because why not?
Get rid of Shade Resolution because why not?
Yeah. And I think then you flip enough juice to just nuke her.
I think I
But
flip like a
then
+3 or something.
maybe
Yep.
yep,
I just don't.
it was electric Ekridol.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a lot of damage to those minions. So I think I just soak it and then die.
Right. So you only have to soak one of the minions technically because you had the safeguard protecting the other one, but it doesn't matter. Tlakali's dying
Yeah,
anyway, so you would soak it all up
I'm
anyway.
taking like 10 there by soaking or 9.
Yeah, but either
So
way, you didn't need the safeguard. Both the safeguard and triumph ended up being irrelevant there.
I think it's just because I know I win here because of how much I have on the board. And I
Yeah.
had, took away Shadris. So you only have 2 heroes plus a lead, and I have like 5 minions.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible for you to win at that point.
And so I draw a soul transfer on the kill, which is definitely not what I wanted to see. I really wanted to see like a Nightmares incarnate because then I can kill a minion, have my tower alive at 1. But at this point, we both have a lead. We have the same number of heroes, but you have 5 minions, so it's not looking good here. Now soul transfer was a 1 of in the deck. I thought it would be a fun idea. The thinking was I can soak up a whole bunch of damage with Shadris, and then soul transfer, and then keep soaking damage up with Shadris.
Yeah, that's really good. Or just if like get her low too. At that point, you can just soul transfer her to someone else and
Right.
just keep going. It's almost impossible then to kill her.
Right. You're not going to get the showdown that way.
So ever. That's ridiculous. It's actually a good control idea, I think. Kenwei plus Shadris.
Another thing that'd be kind of funny is if I had like, for example, Kenwei at like 5 and like, I don't know, Ekrid at 2 or something, and you went to attack Kenwei to chip Kenwei down to then get a kill with showdown kill later with a different, like the actual hero. I'm like, no, you're killing Kenwei now. But in the way this game went, it was very much a dead card, and definitely not the card I wanted to draw there. So now you go with Kohai, you move, you worship, you mark Kenwei, you mark Kenwei, which I don't care about because I led with a 3.
Yeah,
I led with the
might as
ultimate.
well.
Right.
I might as well there because if you have a chasm or something or a soul scream as your lead, then it's literally really bad for you then, and you don't have the condition removal, but you had, the +3 and the condition removal. So
yeah. And then you do an attack on Kenwee because why not?
Yep, because I can.
Yep. And then this is where I have some fun. I down to earth, Shadris inside the belly, downs to earth himself.
Yep.
So my thinking here was, if you led with a 2 or a 1 and didn't actually win, and there's the Nightmares
Well,
card
there's
that
the
I needed.
nightmares.
Missed it by
Oh
one card.
man.
Missed it by one card. But my thinking here was, if for some reason you don't have a 3, we go to the next round, Shadis won't be slowed and disarmed, and so that'll be really helpful for getting through the next round.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna reveal the leads in a second here, and you'll see that we did in fact both leads with 3s, and that is game.
Mm-hmm. 5 to 2, 5 to 5, or 5 to 10 at that point, because you have 2 heroes plus a 3, and then I have 2 heroes plus a 3, and then but the extra 5 minions. So Shadris being eaten 2, it was the win because you would have that one extra control.
Yep, and you led with the sinkhole. But yeah, I had me using that wisp, be a little too trigger happy on that whisper, was the difference maker, I think. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it was the difference maker, and I lost that turn. If I still had Shaders there's still a reasonable chance that I just lose the next. Like I'm at 1, my tower's at 1, and you still have a bunch of minions, so I'm still gonna be in a very difficult spot at that point.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I drew 2 safeguards on my draw 2 at the end of round 2. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the worst. And then I couldn't use that grasp of graphite either. Like there was just a lot of stuff I couldn't do with my cards. Safeguard's still not terrible to have. Protect more minions if I don't blow up your tower, but I'm
Right.
surrounding them with both heroes at this point. I think they would snap those other ones, so maybe you would attack those. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
a crazy game. It was close for sure because I don't think because Takali comes back next round, and then you can go for the night, or not Takali. I think Nelliclin comes back next round, and then
No,
or is it
Nalothan
2
doesn't get
rounds?
2 rounds. So there's a whole round where you
Never
only have
mind.
2 heroes, and I can probably get 3 minions with a single Ekrit attack based on positioning.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically between Ekrit, Kenwee, and Shadris, I should be able to kill off 5 minions, and I have a hero advantage. I'm like, okay, I can probably get through the next round, and then after that, I can either start going for showdown on Kohai or go after deny reinforcements on Nelliclin, depending on
Mm-hmm.
what's easier positioning wise. But
Mm-hmm.
so I think if I keep Shadris, if I have the illusion to protect Ekrit's illusion with the Whisper, um, yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. If I have that Ekrit's illusion to stop that release the beast play, Shader stays in the lane. My tower survives at 1, and I think we probably end up going to round 5 at that point.
Yeah, and then you kill Nelliclin because he melts.
Well, actually, no, because you have the safeguard, so you probably would still win round 4 because of the safeguard.
Maybe, but like I said, those minions snap. You get first activation. Um, it just depends.
Yeah, it depends.
Depends on what
I'm
you
still
draw
the
too.
right. Yeah, for sure. Okay, any thoughts from chat on that game? Thoughts about the new card? What about the new meta? We got to see this. We got to see new hero, a bunch of new cards, and everything.
Mm-hmm. Said the king is dead. Yes, he is.
Yeah, and
I am the new
and,
king.
and Kenwee didn't die.
Yeah, Kenwee did not get killed because that was almost an impossible task. And like I wanted to discuss it earlier, I think what Kohai does and Zakol is makes the player have to do a lot of work to play around certain things that their potentials. So them that just the threat of that their abilities can make a player push in a direction that they may not intend to during the game, and I think that's very interesting. I think it's very strong on its own. but then being able to use the abilities is just even stronger. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. Like as I was saying, like I countered your deck very well, but I didn't have any easy path to winning. All I was doing was, slowing you down. I was countering your heroes, and that's what I think the big thing with Kohai is. Like, I mean, you can bring all this condition removal, you can bring accurate. If you're playing green, you can bring aim and move and movability, like to counter, Kohai to some extent. But you have to devote all these resources against
mhm.
Kohai, and if you're doing that, you're not doing other things.
Yeah, I think the answer is if I bring Takali, you would need to figure something out about her. The best way, like you did do it, was kill her, um, or be able to get rid of pillars somehow. But
Yeah, you have too many pillars. So it was not going to
yeah,
happen. And then with the other thing, Kohai is kind of like Accurate and Zakol in that way. Like, sure, if you go up against an experienced player, they can just position their heroes in a way that they're not getting pushed out. Like, I mean, you saw when I like put Accurate in front of Kenway like that to body block Kenway. Like, you can position heroes to kind of neutralize these effects, but at the same time, you're now by having Kohai there, you're forcing your opponent to play in a way that they might not want to.
mm-hmm. So Matthew Gump says, "I love that it defines an identity for red green." Yeah, they now have a way to pivot into control, and we haven't even seen the other hero yet. So I wonder what he does. But
Doomies is spicy. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah, Doomy's Pebbles is great. But
I I definitely I think these red green heroes are better than the um like the red yellow heroes and the blue green heroes that were released in the last expansion.
they're definitely more interesting. Yeah, I would say they are slightly stronger, but I think Red Green needed that support because they're not supported very well currently. I think it's gonna,
Absolutely.
yeah, like we said, it's gonna skew the metagame into a red green, blue or blue green because of the new expansion. We could see some countering, main deck triumphs on both ends, but and then it's a lot of condition removal just because that's the game at this point.
Right.
Um,
But I think I think until the next expansion, the one after this one, I think yellow is pretty much going to be forced out of the meta entirely. Like I think we'll still see accurates. Accurate is just strong. Maybe we'll see like a Shaders or Kumaya in some sort of like red base deck. Um,
mhm.
Maybe you'll see an Akuti occasionally, but I think it's pretty much going to be blue, green, red, and accurate.
Need Michael to come back and just drive Duke into victory. Needs needs to
Yep.
counter this meta.
And the first event where we get to use all these new cards will be Worlds, so maybe we'll see a lot of Kohai, a lot of explosive intervention, all these fun cards at Worlds, and
Mm-hmm.
probably not much yellow at Worlds.
Redirects, nightmares. I can see those.
Yeah, I
You
think we
still
might
have
see some. We'll
still
see some
Nell.
yellow cards. Like we'll probably see some like Shillavi. We'll have and maybe we'll have Yami. So we'll still have heroes
Astrida.
that can use the yellow runes that people will play. People are gonna play Astrida. People are gonna play Shillavi. People are gonna play Yami.
Mm-hmm.
Probably see Miyuki too. And so
Kumaya,
we'll
like you
get
said.
we'll see those things like Redirects, Nightmares Incarnate, Soul Transfer. Just kidding. Maybe probably won't see Soul Transfer. Where Faith Falls.
One of Soul Transfer. Do
Yeah.
it. Put it in your list because
Where
I
Faith.
think it's good on Shadris. Like they bring a showdown, put that thing on Shadris, and if you draw that card, just blow them out.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Where Faith Falls, we'll probably see, but I don't really. I think yellow won't be very.
He's good. Like I'm sure Grey Ghost at Worlds will show why yellow is still good.
Yeah, Greg,
I don't
show
know.
us.
I don't know if he's still on yellow though. I mean, I think last time I saw him, he was playing blue.
Well, now he's Grey Ghost. You have to play yellow just to prove us wrong.
Okay, yeah, prove Ryan wrong.
Yeah, yeah, me wrong, not you.
I don't know what yellow's gonna do. Honestly, I agree with your analysis though with
Yeah,
accurate and some of the ruins, but
I mean, at the same time, like, I obviously I'm not very great at playing yellow. I'll be the first one to say it. But I mean, we saw in this game, like most of the cards have been spoiled at this point, and I did hold my own pretty well with not being great at yellow, being forced to use Kenway, all these kinds of things. Like, you can bring Ekrit, Shadris, Akuti, things like that, and you can actually really do pretty well because, like as we said, even though we're not getting any new yellow stuff, Ekrit herself does counter a lot of the stuff that green does.
oh yeah.
So
Imagine if you had a wind blast there, like
eh,
I lose.
exactly, like Ekrit, I think Ekrit alone can make yellow playable. So maybe somebody will pull it off. I
Mhm.
don't think it's there. It'll be great, but Grey Ghost, prove me wrong.
Yeah. So, are we gonna about wrap this up?
Yeah. So for people who aren't aware, yesterday, November 20th, we had the last chance qualifier. Still finishing that up. We are in the top cuts right now, but the 3 people made top cuts. 4 people from the last chance qualifier made it. So the top 3 people who made top cuts and the fourth place person who went 202, Gabri, all qualified for Worlds. So that'll be I got first. Cdubs and Red Scare tied for second.
Woohoo!
So both of us right here are in Worlds.
Yep, hats
um,
on back.
Yep, Red Scare and Gabri all qualified for Worlds yesterday. Cdubs and Red Scare are going to play in the semifinal game at some point, and then I will play the winner of that for the finals of the Last Chance qualifier. And the winner of the Last Chance qualifier has the right to say they won the Last Chance qualifier.
So next Sunday we scheduled, and it's 8 a.m. Eastern.
Next
So if
Sunday?
anybody wants to stream that, or I could record it maybe if anybody wants to watch that, but that could be an option.
Next
Um,
Sunday, you said?
yep, next Sunday at 8 a.m. because I think he had stuff in the morning and he's GMT. He's a GMT +1, so he wanted it at 1400 hours. I think that's correct, but I'll have to double check with him. Um, but yeah, we both qualified, and congrats to you.
Congrats to
Uh,
you too.
thank you. And
I beat you
we
yesterday.
did have a great game. We did have a great game, but it was the double chasm sinkhole countering my sinkhole to counter your sinkhole. It was what did it, and me not pushing you the right way.
Yeah, that was a super intense game yesterday, but I did win that one. But unfortunately, you did win the King of the Dome one, which obviously everyone knows is much more important.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, you still
So,
have the record, man. So you're gonna probably that record for a while. I don't think I'm making 5. This is my first time, and I don't think I'm making it at 5.
oh,
I
all,
could, but
all anyone has to do is once the new expansion's released, just make you use the yellow hero, you know?
true. They can use Kenley, and I'll just lose. All right.
Yep. So I believe, unless the schedule is not up to date, next week you will be playing Magatellum.
Nice.
So next Sunday you'll do the semifinals against Red Scare on Sunday, and then later in the day you'll do Skytear Sunday against Magatellum,
All right.
and
So,
then obviously next month we have World Championships.
all right. Well, thanks, Giacomo, for watching, and Mateus, in the comments. I think we're all done here, right?
Yeah, and please let us know in the Discord if people are watching this later, whatever, what they thought of the stream where we're kind of commentating our own game. It's definitely an interesting idea, so I'm curious how it went.
It was fun. It was fun. Thanks for doing it. Thanks for recording and streaming. And
Yeah, and
all right.
yeah, yeah, if we ever do this again, definitely prefer to have somebody else do the recording so that way it's not moving around a bunch because it was definitely it was definitely difficult to kind of be trying to show the screen in a good way while also playing. So if we ever do this, if people want to do this again, we'll try and have a separate recorder.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, good game, and
Good
play
game.
more Skytear.
Yep. Play Sky.